Hi, I'm Sonia Eiderhoven, Gardener for Public Programs at the New York Botanical Garden. I run the home gardening program and I teach home gardening demonstrations every Saturday and Sunday at 1:30. So today I'm going to teach you about orchids. Most orchids in nature are epiphytic. They grow in tropical rainforest where it's nice and damp and humid. When you're growing this orchid at home, you're trying to mimic the environment you find in the rainforest. Now with this orchid, since it's epiphytic, it grows dangling from the branches of trees, so you'll need a potting mix with good drainage. Here's an orchid mix right here, and most of the orchid mix you find will have fir bark mix, perlite, and charcoal. These mixes provide good drainage and good air circulation for your orchid. So one of the fastest and easiest ways to kill your orchid is to overwater it. If you're overwatering your orchid, you'll notice that the foliage starts to turn yellow and fall off. This is because the roots are rotting and they're not getting enough nutrients and water up to the plant. Also, if your leaves start to turn yellow, it could be that you're underwatering your orchid. One easy sign for underwatering your orchid, as you can see on this orchid, is the wrinkled foliage right here. This is a good indication that you need to water your orchid more generously each time you water. Now, in terms of watering, there are two easy ways to water your orchid. One is to take it and just run it under the tap and let the water run through the fir bark mix until it's generously draining through the other end. Another way to water your orchid is actually to soak it in a basin of water. Soak it so that the water just comes right over the lip of the pot and let it sit there for about 10 minutes to soak up. Take the pot out of the bowl, drain it well, and put it back in its spot. So here's a short lesson in orchid anatomy. The orchid right here has a pseudobulb. The swollen tissue right here acts a lot like a camel's hump and is a reservoir for storing water. When an orchid has a large pseudobulb, it means that this orchid, when you water it, loves to be drenched, but then let it approach dryness before you water it again. If you're not sure if you should water, an easy trick is to stick a pencil into the potting medium, leave it there for about 10 minutes, and come back and check the tip of the pencil. If the pencil is dry, you need to water your orchid, and if the pencil is still moist, then leave it alone for a day or two. When you're watering your orchid at home, you'll be watering your orchid approximately every 4 to 10 days, depending on the season and also the light and the temperature in your home. It's important to remember to fertilize your orchid as well. Remember, you're growing your orchid in fir bark chips that are low in nutrients. Right here I have a number of fertilizers. If you're unsure, a balanced fertilizer with equal numbers, is probably your best choice. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you've learned a little bit about orchids. Please come and visit us at the New York Botanical Garden.